12 minutes after the hour, y'all. The segment's being brought to you by Walgreens. Hey, listen, just realized this Sunday is Easter, huh? Right? It's coming up. Luckily, Walgreens has everything that you need for stuff in baskets, and they make last-minute shopping for all of your Easter favorites quick and easy. Walgreens. All right, got your front page right here. Good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everyone, and happy Wash Up Wednesday. I'm Eva Marcel, and here are your top news stories. So, after 11 weeks on lockdown, the city of Wuhan, China, reopened yesterday. And if you remember, Ricky, Wuhan, China is where we first heard about this pandemic. But it is a very
I saw the video of that yesterday. They selling dead bats, dead cats, dead dogs, dead pigeons. They cook and buy and sell everything.
But they just made it a law, actually. They just passed the law last week in China that you cannot eat cat, dog, rat, and all these other animals because that's where they're finding the coronavirus in. They just passed that law last week. But the death toll from the coronavirus hit an all-time high yesterday with over 1,800 deaths. This was the highest number of deaths in any country in any one day. In New York, deaths from COVID-19 went back up on Monday, where 731 more people died in just one day. So sad. States and cities around the country report that the coronavirus is infecting and killing Black Americans more than any other race. Dr. Anthony Fauci said even after COVID-19 is over, the U.S. must do something about the issues of health and disparities that affect African Americans. And finally, let us not forget, there's still election season, Ricky, and Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders are still battling it out. Yesterday, 80-year-old civil rights icon, the legendary John Lewis, endorsed Joe Biden for president. Ricky, what does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, Joe Biden has the lead in the delegates, and there's no way for Bernie Sanders to catch up. And what they really need to do, or whatever, is just Bernie Sanders needs to go ahead and let's get the party united and get on one accord, and let's try to beat Donald Trump in November. You know, because with this going on, there's no time for nobody wants to see Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden or anybody on the Democratic ticket fighting right now. It's time to unite the party and get ready for the big battle in November.
Absolutely. So it sounds like Bernie Sanders needs to do the stay-at-home order and sat down. That was a quick look at your headline news. For more on what's trending, please log on to the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.com. Rock T, what you got popping in sports, my brother?
What's going on, Eva? Let's continue to talk about this New York City situation. They had shut down all outdoor basketball courts due to the coronavirus, including Rucker Park and legendary Dyckman Park. They're even removing the basketball rims to make sure no one is tempted to go out to these parks and play, because believe it or not, there's still people that's out there still moving around as if everything was normal. 24-hour fitness, of course, they've been shut down nationwide since March 16th, but they still charging their members a monthly fee.
What?
Yeah, 24-hour fitness is still charging their members, so everybody's mad at them right now. They finally put out a statement saying, okay, after April 16th, we will stop charging, and then if this thing continues to move forward, they'll add a couple of months on along to the end of their membership. But like, come on, people need money right now, you know?
Yes.
Last but not least, Cam Newton, former quarterback of the Carolina Panthers, they still have no team. And he's being released from, after being released from the Panthers, they signed quarterback Teddy Bridgewater to a 5-year deal. And Cam Newton, listen, man, I've been meditating. I'm getting stronger mentally, physically, and emotionally. And, whoever accepts him, he'll be...
I think he'll do good, Rocky, as a backup quarterback on somebody else's team or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Give himself a chance, the rest and get used to the system that, to go, because that's what Teddy Bridgewater did. Now Teddy Bridgewater is all of a sudden a hot commodity now. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right about that one. I was thinking the same thing, man, because Teddy Bridgewater came into the league as a starter, then he went to a backup, and this is a great opportunity for Cam Newton to say, you know what, let me humble myself, let me continue to learn, let me continue to get my mind back where it needs to be, so when he does become a starter again, he's bigger and badder than he was before. It is what it is. Gary, what you got there, McDowell?
All right, y'all. Do y'all know what today is? it was their anniversary, y'all. Yes, it was
Ooh.
Jay-Z and Beyonce's anniversary, y'all. They're celebrating 12 beautiful years of marriage, honey. And Miss Tina Knowles is letting the world know about it, honey. She said Jay-Z and Beyonce are celebrating their 12th wedding anniversary. Now, Miss Knowles, or should I say Miss Tina wrote, honey, she had 3 gorgeous babies later, and love still prevails, honey. I'm like, all right, Miss Tina let the world know about it. Now, they're saying Tina is talking about the lady bride and groom. They can't be seen how they were tying the knot 12 years ago. Now, she wrote, happy anniversary to B&J. It seemed like yesterday these guys walked down the aisle. Those are my arms, honey, fluffing her beautiful dress that I made. She let the world know, honey, that she designed and made Beyonce's beautiful dress, honey. And you're like, it looked like something from the house of Darion.
Give that lady her credit, Rick, Gary.
Yeah, because, honey, she sure letting the world know that she did it. But anyway, Beyonce's pastor, honey, Rudy Ramos, he even reposted out the wedding pictures and wrote, it was such an honor 12 years ago to officiate and be a part of a magical moment for an amazing couple. A moment complete with a phenomenal dress designed by my dear friend, Miss Tina Lawson, and Beyonce.
Man, Beyonce pastor is so nice. I went to church with them one Sunday a long time ago, and they really, really do a lot of stuff in the community. They support the homeless. It was like half of the congregation was homeless and stuff like that. And they have a really good church. It was an honor and a pleasure just to be able to worship with them that day.
And that's beautiful. And I remember that too.
Don't do it, Gary.
Eva, that is just.
Okay. The cologne today, honey, is one of my favorite colognes. My cologne today, y'all, and Easter's around the corner, and we're celebrating Easter colognes. My cologne today is creamy mushroom. On the high end, you say creamy mushroom, and on the low end, you say beautiful beige, and that's the cologne for today. All right, y'all, up next, Brad got your hot spot next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
What's up?
Kiss a pretty lady and then sign some autographs. The Burnell man can. The Burnell man can. Did you miss me?
The Burnell man can. Shaboing boing.
Hey, Super Dave, Super Dave, can you mix that in there and have that just tell Bink to fix that up and have that coming in at the end of that song, tell him to balance it up?
We're going to do it. We're going to make it happen.
Why would I tell you? See, let me tell you something, Brett. I'm not crazy. I love that song by Charlie Wilson, but I swear that Tommy Davidson song on that episode of Martin, when he was singing that song, did you miss me?
Barnell Hill.
We got to can y'all please find Tommy Davidson? We got to bring Tommy Davidson on one morning at the end of that song. That'll make my whole day. I'm begging y'all. I'm begging all the producers on the show to please call Tommy Davidson and bring him on at the end of the Charlie Wilson song. I'm literally crying.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
Brad, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm crying.
Pick it up. He's stupid.
Go ahead, Brad. Good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat, and this is the Hot Spot, where we bring you music, movies, and more. Well, Oprah Winfrey and Stedman Graham are back under one roof again after the mogul's longtime love self-quarantined himself in the guest house. So we heard it different. We heard she quarantined him and told him he wasn't coming back because he was flying American Airlines. But anyway, he had been traveling before the pandemic started, so they say he decided to protect himself by isolating for the virus for 14 days. But anyway, they reunited. Oprah posted a video. And he said, I bet you appreciate us more now. No, she said, I bet you appreciate us more now. And he said, I appreciated you before, honey. He responds and he gave her a hug, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, it's time for your...
Don't start that.
All right, y'all, moving on. We got to get this in quick. R. Kelly, he was denied yesterday day to get out for the coronavirus pandemic. The Judge Donnelly, she denied his request because he failed to show that he was at risk for catching COVID-19 while he was in prison. Of course, waiting for the multiple charges of the sexual abuse case. She also said he at risk of leaving town or threatening witnesses. She said, while I'm sympathetic to the defendant's understandable anxiety about COVID-19, he has not established compelling reasons warranting his release. And I'm going to end it on that note. I guess R. Kelly ain't getting out. He got to protect himself like everybody else that's locked down. Anyway, y'all, that's going to conclude the Hot Spot. I'm your girl, Brad Tat. To get caught up on those stories and more, you can go to RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Coming up next, we got Dr. MJ Collier giving us some knowledge about that corona. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show, y'all.
Rickey Smiley
To make a difference in one of the most important elections of our lifetime. We have the power to change this year. Our one vote counts, y'all. It's time to represent. Don't sit on the sidelines this year. Make your vote count. Register today at news1.com/vote. Brought to you by Urban One and One Vote. Represent the vote.
All right, y'all, Rick's About the Morning Show. The time right now is 14 before the top of the hour, y'all. And there's an ad out that said Black Americans face alarming rates of coronavirus infection in some states. Dr. MJ Collier, good morning.
Good morning, Rickey Smiley. Good morning, all of Rickey Smiley Morning Show listeners. We have your coronavirus COVID-19 update for today. There are confirmed cases of 400,000. There are recovered individuals, 21,000, and almost 13,000 deaths. Almost half of the death rates in the United States coming out of the city of New York. Now, Rickey, initially I had to address the internet and social media misinformation that African Americans or black people couldn't catch the COVID virus, that we had some innate immunity and it wasn't going to affect our community. Now we're seeing that it's disproportionately affecting, infecting, and killing black people. In Louisiana, 70% of the people who have had this are dying or that are black, and only a third of the population in Louisiana is black. So we have a death rate that's more than twice our representation in the patient population in Louisiana. And, they already have talked about how during the Mardi Gras celebration, that is when Louisiana became a hot spot.
Right.
Across the country, African Americans who test positive for the virus outnumber Caucasians 2-1. In the city of Chicago, where we have friends, family, and a strong connection, less than 1/3 of the patient population is African American, but 72% of the virus-linked deaths are in the African American community. So the virus doesn't discriminate. Rather, we're seeing racial disparities in who is getting sick and dying, and this is showing and reflecting medical inequalities in the healthcare system. Dr. David Satcher at the Satcher Institute here in Atlanta has talked about disparities in healthcare for the last 10 to 15 years. And now I'm saying disparities. I'm not talking about discrimination. We're just talking about the reality of the healthcare that African Americans get and how they're perceived versus Caucasian or any other patient population when they go to the doctor. Now, why is that? Why are African Americans being disproportionately affected? One, we still don't have a lot of African Americans that are on board with the social distancing, and they're not staying home. They're still doing a lot of their usual and customary activities, and oftentimes that's brought about by their job situation. A lot of African Americans don't have jobs that they can do from home. They can't get on a computer and perform their work duties and still get paid for it. Most of the service professions are dominated by African Americans. So that's why you're seeing it in your bus drivers and in your subway drivers and a lot of people in the service profession that are coming down with this. So it's a true reflection of where we are in the society. But I know that I've had patients that have had symptoms that happen to be African Americans that have presented to the hospital emergency room and not been tested. I think I told you that I had one patient whose husband is now in ICU. Sent her down to the hospital in Atlanta, the big hospital, Emory Hospital. They refused to test her because they said she didn't have symptoms. Now, if you have a husband that you've been living with and he's in ICU, I think that's a close enough exposure that you might warrant testing. But they didn't test her. She had to come to my office to be tested, and we're hoping that her situation, works out fine for her. But, this is just showing where things are. But when you go to the hospital, if you're sick enough and there's testing available, don't let them not test you. You have to, be your own advocate. You have to request testing so that you'll know how to be treated. Then,
Right.
even if you aren't tested, you demand treatment. Give me something for my symptoms. I need a decongestant for my chest congestion. I need an anti-inflammatory for my muscle ache and fever. I need, an antihistamine for my nasal congestion, etc. Treat me as if you would any other emergency room patient that's coming in to be treated, and not just dismiss me and say go home for 14 days, which is what we're seeing in the African American population. And Ricky, I had 2 cases yesterday of individuals that had been to the emergency room. One had been tested. They tested negative, but they ultimately tested positive, and now they are in the hospital. And that's one of the other things about testing I shared with the audience, that the testing is only as good as the day that you get the test. You may not have the test. If you're positive, you test negative, it may mean that you don't have it. It also could mean that you're early in the process and you don't have enough of the virus or a large enough viral load so that your test will be positive. So getting tested again if your symptoms progress is not inappropriate to do so. So don't say, well, I went to the hospital and I tested negative, so I'm going to be all right, or I guess I'll be all right. This is not the time for guess, because if it hits you hard, the progression of the disease is rapid and you go downhill very, very fast. So you have a small window to implement treatment, and that's how we're going to go. I was pleasantly surprised to see yesterday on CNN Chris Cuomo, who had talked about, he didn't think any supplements would work. Yesterday he said, well, they asked him, what are you doing to help yourself get better? He said, well, I'm taking my vitamin D. I taken my vitamin D and I went out to get some sunlight so that the vitamin D could be activated. And I've been told that vitamin D helps with the virus and progression of the disease. So he must be listening to the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. So because we've been talking about that now for weeks. But we're telling people the things that you need to do. You need to, there's supplements that will help. You've heard us talk about them: vitamin D, omega-3 fish oil, probiotics.
Hey, Dr. Collier.
Yes,
I want
sir.
you to stop right there at vitamin D. I want you to break down that vitamin D, 5,000 milligrams. That's what you personally prescribe for me on the other side. Dr. MJ Collier is about to break down the vitamin D, the probiotic, and the omega krill oil pill, or whatever they call it. Up next, Rick's Smiley Morning Show.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Okay, I can't sing. Wait.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show on Magic 94.5.
All right, y'all, Rick's Smiley Morning Show. Hey, excuse me, top of the hour. Dr. MJ Collier was talking about all of the vitamins, vitamin D, 5,000 milligrams, and let everybody know how and why the vitamin D is why the vitamin D is so important.
Okay, Ricky, once again, good morning. 9 out of 10 of the people that I see in my office are not just low on vitamin D, but they're very vitamin D deficient. A normal range on the vitamin D is from 30 to 90 international units. And most of the individuals that I have, it's less than 10, which means they're severely deficient. Now, we all know that vitamin D is responsible for bone health. It gives you strong bones, gives you nice skin, gives you nice hair. And, so we're aware of that. What people aren't aware of, and what the scientists and physicians have learned, is that vitamin D boosts your immune system. It stimulates antimicrobial properties in your cells and all your immune system cells. It inhibits B cells and T cell proliferation. Now that's scientific jargon. It means your immune system basically, and it plays a very, very eminent role in your immune function. So they did a study that had 11,000 people in it, and the ages of that study was newborn babies to up to the age of 95. And what they found that a daily dose of vitamin D would markedly suppress respiratory tract infections and improve respiratory health, particularly during the cough, cold, and flu season. So they have found out that this is very, very important to help when you have a respiratory tract infection. So vitamin D is very important, but you have to take a dose that's therapeutic. There are doses that are available in your grocery store that are 300, 400 international units, and that's just far too low. A standard dose that you would need for good immune health would be 5,000 international units per day. And that is what I recommend to my patients, and that is what I personally take every day, and I'm hoping this helps improve and boost my immune system so it protects me while I'm doing the testing. But I tell you,
for 3 years now, Dr. Collier. For 3 years, 5,000 milligrams every single day.
Every single day. And I tell you, I just keep my bottle by my toothbrush, and I tell people they forget to take it. I say you don't have to eat to take it. It's a small caplet. It has no taste, no smell. It's easy to swallow. You just keep it by your toothbrush. You wash your face, brush your teeth, take your vitamin D every day, and you'll help boost your immune system. Now, the other thing we talk about is omega-3 fish oil. Now, omega-3 fish oil has been well known for its anti-inflammatory properties, and that is why it helps with cardiovascular health. It helps lower your cholesterol, but not only lower your cholesterol, it increases your HDL, or good cholesterol. It lowers your LDL and your bad cholesterol, and it has a positive effect on your triglycerides, which is another form of fat, and it's very strongly indicated when a person has an acute cardiac event, because the triglycerides will clog the arteries going to the heart, and that's why you have a heart attack. So omega-3 fish oil is very good for its anti-inflammatory problem, and the reason that people are dying from the COVID infection is it causes an overwhelming inflammatory response in the lung tissue. When the lung tissue swells and becomes more than one cell layer thick, you cannot get oxygen transport, so you literally drown in your own mucus. So that is why it's very important to blunt that anti-inflammatory effect. And then probiotics. Probiotics are good bacteria that line your entire immune system, align your entire mucous membrane from your nasal cavity to your rectum. And this virus, the COVID-19, infects your mucous membranes. So the probiotics will supercharge the immune function within those mucous membranes and help fight off infection from that way. So taking those three supplements, vitamin D, omega-3 fish oil, and probiotics, will markedly boost your immune system. But there are other things that we talked about that will do it. Selenium is an important cofactor in activation of the immune system. You can get selenium naturally in nuts, Brazil nuts, fish, seafood, brown rice, and sunflower seeds. So when you're snacking, snack on some Brazil nuts or some sunflower seeds, and then increase your seafood intake. Vitamin C has well-known immune cell proliferation and differentiation benefit to the phagocytes in your immune system. So vitamin C supplementation, that is what is in Airborne. Airborne is a vitamin C supplement. So make sure that you're doing all that you can to boost your immune system, because, as of this point, you don't want to catch the virus. That's the best option. So if you're out there working out of necessity, you have to support your family. You're in a service profession that's requiring you to interact with the public more so than usual. You want to make sure that you're wearing your goggles, want to make sure you're wearing your face mask, and want to make sure that you're supplementing your immune system function so that you're giving yourself a fighting chance in this battle.
All right, Dr. Cosby, let everybody know how you can be reached and how they can order your product.
Okay, well, they can reach me on all social media at ASK Dr. MJ, and we'll try to respond to your questions in the morning show segments, as well as I'll try to directly get back to you through IM. But I'm telling you, it's there are a lot of questions that are overwhelming. Yesterday was probably the busiest day in my office, Ricky, and it was just exhausting. And we tested more people yesterday than we have tested, and I'm sure that more than half of those individuals will end up testing positive. So it's busy out there.
What?
Yeah. So it's so that I'm seeing the rates go up. I'm seeing the incidents go up. But at least people are getting the word and people are getting tested. So we're helping from that perspective. So wait
a minute. We got to go, but we got to go, Dr. Collins, but real quick. So somebody come to your office and they get tested.
Yeah.
And they test positive, and you just give them the medicine to treat the symptoms. Is there any instances where you could treat them with just prescription medication and they could fight it themselves and not be hospitalized? Or all of them have to go to the hospital?
Oh, no. On the contrary, the vast majority of them are being treated with prescription medication. I'm treating all of their symptoms. I'm giving them antibiotics for secondary bacterial infection and the inherent anti-inflammatory effect of the antibiotics. I'm recommending that they also take the supplements that we discussed, and we're trying to keep their chest from getting congested. And we're trying to stay ahead of the symptoms. Some of them only have exposure, and they don't really have symptoms yet. That's the best case scenario. But I've had people that have been exposed by coworkers, etc., and they're tested positive. So we're starting treatment immediately. But I'm starting treatment on anybody that tests positive without question. And then if they're still susceptible or appear symptomatic, I'm starting them and they're telling them to take those things that we talked about to keep in your medicine cabinet, the Mucinex D, the antihistamines, etc. So we're telling people, don't just go home and isolate yourself for 14 days. You need to try to stay ahead of the symptoms, and so you can take all those medications that we talked about that are over the counter, the antihistamines, the other things. And then also, if they need to be treated with prescriptions, I will give them prescriptions as well.
I promise you, that was one of the best segments ever. That was so much information. I hope we can isolate that and just run that.
Yes.
Or whatever. That was so good. Thank you, Dr. Collier. Gary got
Thank
the
you,
tea.
Rick.
No, I appreciate you, bro. I really do. Gary got the tea and the clue today. Coming up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. 11 minutes after the hour, Gary has the tea and the clue of the day.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Wednesday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Wendy Williams, honey, talk show host. Wendy Williams. Now, everybody knows right now she's broadcasting from her beautiful New York apartment, honey. And they're saying, no, but this girl ain't changed out one bit. Now, even, honey, this girl got on one of your colleagues the other day. And people like, are they friends or aren't they friends? Now, Wendy talked about Nene from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, Nene called her recently the other night on the phone to talk to her and stuff. And, you know, Wendy was like, okay, honey, Miss Nene called me the other night around, honey, 10 o'clock, honey, to talk. She said after Nene was shouting her name on the phone, she said, hey, Nene, why you screaming, honey? Why are you on the speakerphone? Your house is big enough, honey. You don't have to be on the speakerphone. She said, what are you doing? So Nene said, oh, girl, honey, I'm here with my people, honey. Everybody tell Wendy hi, y'all. Hi, Wendy. She said she heard a bunch of people in the background, and she said, Nene said, girl, let's go on FaceTime. But Miss Williams told, honey, her speaker, Norman, she said, wait a minute, honey. First of all, this girl should know I don't have FaceTime or time for FaceTime, period. She said, honey, if I do, honey, I don't even do it for my own parents or the show, so why in the hell would I be doing it over there? And she went on to say, honey, that Nene, honestly, I tried to ambush her to be on the show. She said she's not trying to be on no doggone show, on no Real Housewives of Atlanta. She said because if she was to be on the show, she said it would be slumming if she appeared on that show.
What you mean by that?
That's beneath her, Miss Williams. That's beneath her. She wouldn't be on that mess. I'm like,
oh, wow.
Even how you feel about that, calling your show slumming? Oh, she fainted. But anyway, child, I'm like, girl, Miss Williams, honey.
She fainted.
It
was too much.
It was too much, honey. But Nene and Wendy, they were friends. They once upon a time they was friends, then they weren't friends. I mean, she go back and forth, but Nene said, Wendy said, no, ma'am. So now people saying, what in the hell going on with Miss Williams, honey? Is this girl, honey, just back on the juice again or what?
Sometimes maybe when you think you're just talking to your friends or they just hitting you, especially when they're a celebrity, they don't want to hear all that stuff in the background or have to be forced to speak to people. She might not even be prepared to be seen. She might have had no wig on and just picked up just to say hey to her homegirl, and then she got to turn around and work and do all that from her home.
Exactly. Then she said this, though, Brad. She said, first of all, honey, I'm not a housewife. She said, I worked 35 years of my life, honey, to sit here for 11 seasons. She said, it's a full motion picture behind the scenes. She said, I'm not slumming by being some add-on out of a suitcase for some housewife. Unquote. She said, yes, honey, it's slumming.
That's funny she said that because she always talk about it. It'd be her main stories, all of the housewife franchises. So,
well, honey, we gonna follow it. We gonna see, baby, because Miss Williams, honey, say, no, ma'am, she's not slumming.
Well, we know you're gonna be following it. That's
honey, you know I am.
Yeah, we watch it. It's very entertaining.
Oh, yes, baby, that's my show, honey. And speaking of the other show, though, y'all, it's being reported, y'all, that Portia Williams made the announcement, honey, that she said, yes, honey, she would love for Phaedra Parks to come on back on the show because Phaedra was her bestie, on the show a while back before all that madness went down with her and stuff like that. So, and Brad, you and I talked about it. You said it just yesterday, honey. They building up that Phaedra thing, honey, to bring her back on the show.
Maybe.
So they're gonna probably be back on the show. So we're gonna see how that all turn out. So and then
Fixing Jesus.
Yes, fixing Jesus. That's right. That was Portia's. That was Phaedra's thing, honey. And then my final story, y'all. What is going on, y'all, with these exes and everybody quarantining with one another? Now, it's being reported, y'all, that Neo and his ex-wife, Miss Crystal Smith, are quarantining together. Bruce Willis and Demi Moore, they said they quarantining together. But Neo issued out a statement, and I guess to women, he said, ladies, honey, he said, hey, girl, you side chicks. He said, y'all okay? He said, you missed that woman's husband?
Oh, wow.
Neo?
Yeah, that's something. That's what Neo said. He asked the girls if they missed that woman's husband because now Crystal and him, are divorced and what have you, but he's, people doing it for the kids. Can y'all really just do this for the kids? Can you get with your ex and quarantine because of the kids? We talked about Wayne Brady last week about this. So I just don't understand it. The men don't have a house? I know they left their big mansions to the wives and stuff when they broke up with, but you don't have your own place, an apartment?
do that, Gary.
They better get somewhere and sit down for real. I mean, because it takes a
People
lot of
don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
Well, why you divorced?
I don't think
Well,
they got
it
divorced.
didn't work out.
They're not divorced yet. They might get back together. You
No,
never
they ain't
know.
getting back together. Honey.
Don't do that. Don't do
Y'all
that.
done put all y'all business out like that and everybody knows
Don't do that.
You don't need to be back
Some
together.
people get back together.
No.
There's hope sometimes, Gary. Maybe not for you, but for other
Thank you.
people.
Yeah, well, maybe for other people, honey, but I believe in faith, not hope. But anyway, the color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today is creamy mushroom. On the high end, you say creamy mushroom, and on the low, you say beautiful base. That's your color for today.
Oh, y'all give it up for Gary with the T. Gary! All right, coming up next, y'all, we got Kiara Sheard up next. You don't want to miss it. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, the time is now 24 minutes after the hour. Y'all give it up and show your love for the one and only Miss Kiara Sheard. Good morning.
Hey, y'all. Good morning.
You know I'm happy to have you on the show. I'm so excited about everything.
I'm so excited and just honored. You know, it's a dream to talk to freaking Rickey Smiley.
Hey! Hey, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you the right way. Ladies and gentlemen, actress, singer, and Stellar Award winner. Give it up for one more time for Kiara Sheard.
Yeah.
We are so excited. Congratulations on your new film, The Clark Sisters, the first ladies of gospel on Lifetime. And now this film, you get to portray your mother, Karen Clark Sheard. What was that like?
It was a dream. It was really cool. It made me nervous. My mom, her register is insane. So trying to sing like her, I literally was losing like head oxygen. But it was a true honor, and it was personal for me because I was able to sing and honor her. But it was really cool.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Now, we
Yes,
know
yes.
that the film was produced by Queen Latifah, Mary J., and Missy Elliott. And if you know any of them, they are huge Clark sister fans. So how was it, working on the film with them?
You know, it was really special seeing that these women, these pioneering women, how humble they were and how they were just so open to embracing new talent, as it pertains to casted talent. It was just really cool. It was so fun. I was blown away to see how much they knew about the sisters and how they were like, this has to be right. So
Yes.
it was really a blessing. It was fun. And one thing that I have learned from them, it doesn't matter how big you are, stay humble. And I really got that from them. So it was really cool.
We all grew up watching them, Kiara. It's Brett. How are you? We grew up watching them. We
Hey.
loved them. Like, our grandmothers used to clean up, and our moms and our parents just handed down from generations. We listened to the Clark sisters. Is
Absolutely.
my living in vain? Ain't gonna never get old. Never get old. I promise you that. I just heard the remix the other day where she said, Jesus brought the sunshine. The remix of, you brought the sunshine. Baby,
Brett, we
you
need to
know
play
what?
that.
Man, we doing so jam. She be like, if you get the you
That's
you say?
right.
I love it. Well, we want to say congratulations on your new song. It keeps happening to me. So if people want to check out the new video, where should they go?
They can go to YouTube. It's right up there. You just type in Kiara Sheard or Catching Kiara, and
Okay.
the music video is right there.
That's what's up.
Nice.
I am so
Yes,
excited
sir.
for you. Now, how involved was your mom when y'all was filming? How involved was she?
They were very involved. Actually, my mom came down, I think, the last 3 weeks of filming. And, of course, they did a ton of interviews leading up into the movie so that they could really get, like, the true story of it all. And then, of course, the rest of the sisters came down. So they were all very involved, made sure that their story, they're actually executive producers as well to make sure that the story was told well. So,
That's right.
yeah, they were really involved.
Wow, I am so excited. Hey, how's your dad?
My dad is great. Both of y'all asked about each other. I think that's so dope. The OGs in the game. So he was doing great. He's also a producer on the film as well, and has some hand and say so in the film. So it's really cool. I'm just really impressed that they were so involved.
Hey, Brad, I got to tell you this. Hey, I think I told you this before, Kara. So I'm getting ready to get on a flight on Delta to fly to Atlanta, whatever. So I'm sitting next to this man with this suit on, and I said, I didn't know who he was. I said, you must be a pastor or something. And he looked at me and started laughing. He said, yes, I'm Bishop Sheard. And we did Your Mama jokes all the way from Detroit to Atlanta. And I mean, Bishop Sheard got jokes. Your dad really need to low key be on Wild and Out, like for real. we joned. You make sure you tell him I be texting him sometimes to hit me back. I always text him sometimes, see how he doing. I think he changed his number. But I absolutely love your dad, your mom, your family. We are so excited for you. Congratulations on everything. And I want everybody to make sure that they check out the Clark Sisters, First Ladies of Gospel on Lifetime this Saturday, April the 11th at 8/7 Central. Y'all make sure. And Kiara, how can you be followed on social media?
I'm there as just my government name, Kiara Sheard. You don't got to worry about no nicknames. I'm everywhere as just Kiara Sheard.
That is, hey, we're proud of you. We are proud of you, and we are proud of you.
Proud of you.
Thank you so much. I love y'all.
Hey, all right, y'all, one more time. Give it up and show your love for the one and only Kiara Sheard.
Thank you.
Church in 60 Seconds coming up next with Pastor Fred. You don't want to miss it. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. I swear.
Man, do what you need to do. I think I just listened to it for the first time. I really got into it. Yes, do what you need to do.
I played it back to back yesterday. You know, I'm in quarantine yesterday, and I don't know what it made me want to just. I listened to it. I sit in an Indian squat with my shirt off, with my hands in the air, my eyes closed. Yeah.
How you sit?
In an Indian squat with no shirt on, with my eyes closed, my hands raised.
Do what you need
and I just said, do what you need to do. Do it. Do it. And it just, I don't know, it just did something to me.
What do you need to do?
There it is.
Do what you need to do.
Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to give it up and show your love. Church in 60 Seconds with the one and only Pastor Fred.
Hey. God bless you this morning, Brother Rickey. Oh, these are perilous times, I tell you, but such a joy to hear your voice. I want to encourage those that are listening to keep shooting. Sometimes you feel like your gun has run out of bullets, and I'm trying to shoot at life, and nothing comes out. Just push, push, push.
Yeah.
Oh, but this reminds me of a story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer. Barely kept his family fed. Oh, but then one day he was shooting at some food. And up to the ground came a bubbling crude. All that is. Black gold. Texas Steel. The first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. You know what your folks say. Can't move away from there. California is the place you want to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly.
Yes, they did.
Swimming pools. Movie stars. And Brother Rickey. If he did it for Jed, he can do it for Pastor Fred. You can follow me at the real Pastor Fred. I'm loading up stuff right now.
There you go.
I sure did.
Brett, you enjoyed that?
First thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire.
Hey, kid folks said, Jed, move away from there. He said, California is a place you ought to be, so they loaded up the truck. And they moved to Beverly
Hills, that is.
The 70-day body by My Computer Career. That's right, y'all. Listen, if you don't absolutely love what you do, go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Become an informant technology professional in as little as 4 months. That's mycomputercareer.edu. All right, y'all. Chicken and waffle mix coming up. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. That you need for stuffing baskets. That's right, man. Make that last minute shopping for all your Easter favorites. Quick and easy. Walgreens. Hey, Black Tony.
Hey, Sean.
What's the problem?
Sorry, I'm trying to come up right now. I'm trying to tell you.
Why is you still calling in? We don't even have to come to work anymore. Everybody broadcasting from home.
I know, sorry. So why? So sorry. What I'm trying to do, sorry, while I got the time off, I'm trying to make production time off of my time off. You know what I'm saying? Cause like when it works.
Did you get all? Why you didn't get all the stories together to help Rock T with the sports and Gary with the T? Like your job is easy now. You don't even have to come in now.
Yeah. I've been doing all of that, Shawty. I've been doing all of that. Look, Shawty.
What you said there?
Look.
Yeah.
Look, Shawty. Huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been doing all that. But look, Rick. Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Do what you need to know, Shawty. Look, I done came up, right? You need to get on you right here. But my boy, you know Pancake, right?
Yeah, your boy Pancake. Yeah.
Yeah, Raw. Yeah, caught one of them trucks going to the little gas station stuff out. Ran up in there, open that thing up to put the stuff in there. Let me tell you something, boy. We got about 20, at least 20 packs of them down Rhino pill, boy.
Y'all got the Rhino pills?
Them black
Well, we got about 20 packs on.
Did y'all get some? Did y'all get some Aleve to go with it? Cause it be heavy. Don't they give you a headache?
I'm just gonna tell you like this, shot. I was listening to Dr. Carter. Let me tell you something like this. But I popped 2 on them morning. So you need that shit. You know that use a vitamin D. I'll let you know.
This is the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It's Gary, baby.
All right, y'all. Excuse me, Rick's Mountain Morning Show. 5 minutes after the hour, Gary has the tea in the clue today brought to you by Optima Tax Relief. That's right. Stop living in fear of the IRS. Stop lying awake worried about the IRS garnishing your wages and freezing your bank accounts. Call Optima Tax Relief at 1-800-829-3181. That's 800-829-3181. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Wednesday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Ricky, Special K, Rocky, and Eva. Y'all have kids, right? Y'all all have kids.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Now, this is a question, y'all. It really hurt my spirit when I got this story. But it's being reported, y'all, that a young lady by the name of Jaden, she's the beautiful baby mother to rapper Honey Lil Baby. Well, she's speaking out, y'all, to the world. She said, y'all, that having a baby, honey, having her son, honey, ruined and killed her relationship with Lil Baby. She said, quote to women, don't have no babies, honey. She said, honey, just date him, but don't let him get you pregnant not to have a baby. Does a baby, y'all, ruin a relationship?
Well, this is Eva. I think a baby can ruin a relationship if there was no real relationship to begin with. You know what I mean? If you have a baby before you get to know somebody and you have to learn them and co-parent at the same time, I think that could be very difficult.
Y'all feel
Well, I mean, you have to use the baby to lock them in if you really want them.
Exactly. See, I was going to go there. But that's what I was going to go there. That's what it really was. She had that baby to lock him in.
We got to lock you in. We lock you in. You stuck with us for 18 years.
You know,
you got to let the world know that we got a baby together. You feel me?
Yeah, but then after they do that, then when the guy break up with him and stuff, I mean, then,
right?
That's when the baby suffers.
Yeah, the baby does suffer that, but I mean, she's telling women
don't hurt the baby if y'all break up when the baby's 6 or 7. You know what I'm saying? It's abnormal to have your mom and daddy together. They're the ones that be getting bullied. I'm sorry.
Now that's sad. That's sad to where it's normalized to grow up in a one-parent home.
Yeah,
man, get out of my face. That's why your mom and dad are still together.
But I feel so sorry for her. She just sad, honey, and she held the little baby and stuff. But she said, because especially the youngsters and stuff, when they have babies when they're young, most of the time the guys want to go out and still do what they want to do. But when when the woman have a baby for him, then he feels like he can't do nothing no more, and they just leave. And now she's saying, just don't have a baby. I'm like, I don't know.
I would advise to have a baby later, in your late 20s, early 30s, and give yourself time to have life, because when you have a baby, there is no book unless you read Rickey Smiley's book on having a child.
Right.
It's difficult. It is to raise a child. So trying to raise yourself in your 20s and a baby, that's a lot.
Yeah, that is, honey. So we're going to keep her lifted up in prayer, honey. Hope she don't have no more until she's 60. And then, she'll be good and ready to child. All right, honey. Moving on, honey. in other celebrity news, Brett, your friend, Mariah Carey, y'all they're saying that Mariah Carey and Kanye West are reportedly going to perform virtually during megachurch pastor Joel Osteen's Easter Sunday service, y'all. Yes, they're saying, y'all, that Mariah is going to be part of the special tribute to the medical professionals and first responders putting their lives on the line, y'all, in the battle against COVID, y'all. And they're saying Mariah's going to be singing her song Hero via webcam. And then they talked about Kanye West. Now, Kanye West's pastor, Tyson Allen, he revealed y'all that Kanye said he wanted to walk away from hip-hop. And the pastor told him, why you want to walk away from hip-hop? He said, because that's the devil's music. And he said, he told him, hey, man, yes, honey, that's what Kanye West said. But the pastor said, he told him, look, man, rap is a genre, honey. You can rap for God, honey. He said, I think he was already thinking about it a little bit. And definitely said, hey, brother, I think you need to use your talent that God's given you and use the platform for God.
I ain't saying he's a gold digger. He ain't messing with no broke Jesus.
Okay. Yes, Lord. I mean,
but Jesus walks.
Yeah.
Lord, give me money.
Yeah.
And I'm a need.
Yes, Lord. So bless his soul. I mean, it's amazing he would think that, you know, after as long as he's been rapping and doing it and stuff like that, and now that they have the Christian rappers and stuff like that, he would think, you know, that that's the devil's music or what have you. So we're gonna follow that stuff. But we're happy that Mariah's gonna be performing, and you know, so I mean, so are they gonna still have Easter services? Do y'all know?
They're probably going to be virtual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still have an Easter egg hunt in the backyard if y'all are quarantining, but it's just got to only be the people that are in the house. You can't invite other people. Yeah. I mean, you can, but y'all got to keep your distance.
Then you don't know where the eggs are. It's just you. What kind of hunt is that?
I mean, well, when you put them out the day before, and by the time you go to sleep, you forget where they is. Then you go, and you go back right there.
And I just feel sad about it because, I mean, all the pastel colored suits we're going to be seeing this year. I mean, that's a sad thing. You know, we love our
They can put them on Instagram, Gary.
Gary, you can put it on and sashay through your apartment with them chairs, honey, and get it on.
Yes.
Give them a fashion show, Gary.
Yes, I got a cute pastel color suit, a nice mustard color.
We know you got plenty of florals, too.
Sit your phone down and just do a fashion show on your front porch.
Exactly. Call it the Easter Challenge. Yeah, Gary. Find Gary's pet egg.
The color today, y'all, is creamy mushroom. On the high end, you say creamy mushroom, and on the low, just say beautiful baby. That's your color for the day.
y'all give it up to Gary with the cheese. All right, y'all. So the majority of people are really going through it when it comes to dealing with the mental impact of COVID-19. Now, we got psychologists and relationship counselor Dr. Aldewan Tart is going to be joining us next for What's Trending. So if you have a question, you can call 866-9-RICKY. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Dr. Aldewan Tart up next. Hey, what up, Dr. Tart? Yeah, hold on 1 second. Eva, you got the front page. I'm confused. Is it Dr. Tart, is you? Oh, okay. All right, come on. Listen. So, Dr. Tart, relationships going bad. People are getting cabin fever. People are depressed about this Corona-19. So, like, I'm sure your phone is, like, blowing up, you know, with people trying to make appointments. Like, what's going on? Help us.
All right, first of all, we have to realize that whatever was going on in our relationships before COVID-19 is only going to intensify. So we have to, first of all, make sure that we are taking care of one another with our relationships. And then number two, one of the things we have to realize is that this COVID-19 is real. I don't know if you saw it, but a new CNN article came out just yesterday talking about how coronavirus is affecting African Americans more than anyone else. So that is raising our anxiety levels.
Right.
So what's happening is that we're finding out that family members are taking it seriously. Some family members are not taking it seriously, and it's causing a lot of family discord. Just this week, I had a daughter have me do a family session with her grandmother, and her grandmother invited her to a barbecue for Easter. And I actually had to educate the grandma that this was not a government conspiracy, that this is real. So this is affecting not only couples, but this is also affecting families as they're trying to educate one another when it comes to the coronavirus. And here's why it's affecting us more. we have underlying health disparities. We have more diabetes. We have more obesity. We have more hypertension. We have more high blood pressure. So we can't afford to get sick. So we have to make sure that we're sheltered in place more than anyone else because not only of us, but of our sick relatives. So we have to take the coronavirus seriously.
Wow. If you have any questions for Dr. Tart, get out us 866-9-RICKEY, 866-9-RICKEY. Excuse me. Dr. Alderwan Tart will be taking your phone calls. Up next, Rick Smiley Morning Show. After the hour, y'all, we got the one and only Dr. Alderwan Tart on. So happy to have him this morning. If you have any questions, you can get out us 866-9-RICKEY. Now, Dr. Tart, a majority of the country is under stay-at-home orders, and people are trying to, keep it together. And what are the tips that can help people that may be feeling a little anxious right now?
All right, one, realize that when we watch the news, it's going to make things seem more sensational and negative than what it really is. And so realize that if you're watching the news all day, that's going to raise your anxiety. Now, make no doubt about it, COVID-19 is real. Coronavirus is real. It doesn't matter what your kids or young adults are saying about this being a government conspiracy. It is real. It is killing people every day, and it's actually killing those families where there's ignorance, where people are not going by the shelter-in-place guidelines, and they're still continuing to go business as usual. Those are the families that are being affected. So we have to make sure that we're not watching the news every day, but we're also doing this. We're sitting down and we're having dialogues with our children. I had a case yesterday where the mom called me in emergency because the son wanted to go out. High schooler wanted to go out and be with his friends. He was having a hissy fit. And I sat down with him and I said, why do you not want to go with the shelter-in-place guidelines? And he said, I think it's a government conspiracy. You can never trust what the government is telling you. And I said, okay, what if you're wrong? What if this is real? What if what you're seeing on the news is real? What if the fact that schools are closed, which has never happened? He mentioned the flu. Schools have never been closed because of the flu. People are dying at alarming rates. I had him go on the Van Jones article on CNN talking about how coronavirus is actually affecting African Americans at an alarming rate because of this. And he changed his mind instantly. So this is what I encourage parents to do, having a hard time getting people to believe this. Sit down with them and ask them, what if you're wrong? Is it worth it risking my life, your little sister's life, grandma's life, grandpa's life? So while we need to stay calm, at the same time, for those that are taking this too lightly, we need to give them a dose of reality.
All right, real quick, Dr. Tart, before we go to the call, there's been what's really scary is 12,000 deaths from the COVID is in the United States now, and one of the issues that family members are currently dealing with is not being able to see loved ones who in the hospital during their last moments, and even in areas like New York, having delayed funerals for up to a month. Mentally, how do people deal with those type of situations and grief?
Well, first of all, it's hard because you can't grieve with your loved one. And to add to that, Ricky, and I want to make this serious, that in some states they're making cremation mandatory because of the funeral workers that don't want to be exposed to the coronavirus even after someone passes. So that's why we as a people have to take this seriously. We have to be able to take control of our kids. They cannot be ignorant. They have to be able to watch the news. Have them look at Georgetown, have them look at Stanford News, have them look at different things to be able to educate themselves. What we're doing is we're allowing people just to sit and watch Netflix and not be educated on really what's going on in this country. So they have to realize that, and this is where parents have to speak up and really have a reality check and say, do you know if I get sick and something happens and I go to the hospital, that you won't be able to visit me? Is that really what you want for your grandma? Is that really what you want for your uncles so that you can simply go outside and see your friends?
Right.
This is real, and we can't allow our kids that grow up in video games, virtual reality. We have to give them a dose of reality.
Right. And okay, let's go to the phone. We got a phone. You're on with Dr. Tart. Good morning.
Hey, so I just want to know. I'm single, but at this time, what are some resources like to get therapy pets? I was thinking about, being single, locked in. What resources are now? I think all the animal shelters are closed, I believe. Is there somewhere we can go now to get like a therapy pet?
What's he asking about? All right, so I'm going to answer that question in the way I want to. All right, so if he's asking about how to get therapy if you're single or just having any distress, Go to this website, psychologytoday.com. Again, that's psychologytoday.com. Here's what the government has done. They've opened up the guidelines to where you can actually get therapy virtually online via video anywhere in the country because they want to make sure that you have access to a healthcare professional. So go to psychologytoday.com, put in Therapist Finder, and you'll be able to find people in your local area and even in the nation to be able to connect with virtually so that you can deal with your anxiety or dealing with loved ones who are suffering with coronavirus or just loneliness.
Right. Now, currently, most parents are having to work from home and homeschool kids 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And some schools aren't. Some schools are even closed for the rest of the year, and it can be stressful on both sides of the fence. Now, how do parents talk to their kids about the importance of what's going on right now?
One, make it part of their school experience. You know, this is absolutely social studies. This is sociology. So we have to be able to have them, do projects. But here's the thing that I think to help parents get through homeschooling. You will not survive, parents, without a schedule. I'm talking to so many parents, and they're letting their kids sleep in till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That is not going to work. You have to put them that is on a regular basis because there's no school bus. There's nowhere to be. Parents are at home. Kids are staying up at night watching Netflix till 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. So we have to put our kids on a schedule. You're going to have to monitor and log in and make sure they're doing the work. Because at the end of the day, even though they're not in school, if they don't do the work, our kids will fail. So we have to give them structure. Think about it. As adults, we need structure. Many adults are struggling with working at home because there's no one to be accountable. So we as parents have to make sure that our kids are accountable. We give them a schedule, just like at school. Every hour is a different subject, lunch, recess, and be able to use the online resources to help them.
That is, Dr. Todd, first of all, thank you for coming on this morning. We really appreciate you because all of this information is so valuable. Let everybody know how you can be reached.
You can reach me on Instagram at Dr. Tart. That's at DRTARTT. Again, that's at DRTARTT. Or you can go to my website, drtart.com. It's important that we take this coronavirus seriously. Our lives are at stake.
There it is, y'all. Hey, appreciate you, Dr. Tart. Hey, man, you know you're welcome to come on anytime. We're going to blow your phone up because we need you.
Hey, I want to do what's right for the people. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Dr. Aldewan Tart, y'all. Coming up, man, we got quarantine milling. So we got Chef Kurt Boudreaux coming up next. You don't want to miss the Rick Smiley Morning Show.
Here we go again.
Oh, Rickey Smiley is hilarious. He keeps me chuckling from the time I get in the car to the time I make it to work. Waking up with the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Woo-hoo!
All right, y'all, give it up and show your love for the one and only. We are quarantine milling with my man, Chef Kurt Boudreaux. What you got today, man?
I'm this morning, I'm doing what I call a GAGC. Tomato beds of soup with a grown-ass grilled cheese.
A what?
A grown-ass grilled cheese.
A grown-ass grilled cheese. This ain't no regular cheese I'm putting on that now.
All right, tell us what a grown man grilled cheese sandwich is.
All right, man. We got some different cheeses on there. We got some Swiss, we got some cheddar, we got some Munster, we got some Lavardi, and we got some provolone. Havarti cheese.
So, Kurt, what made you decide to mix those cheeses up? I never tried that. I think I'm going to do that today.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like, I won't say your high-end cheeses, but a little bit different from just American cheese.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, Kurt, you need to get some of that thick, you know what to make a good grilled cheese sandwich? Some of that thick bread that Della Reese had on Harlem Nights when she was making that tuna fish sandwich.
Yeah, boy.
Yes. But Kurt Boudreaux, tell us how you make your grilled cheese. Do you put mayonnaise on the outside or do you put butter? No, Rick, you better slow down. Tell him, Boudreaux.
No, I just really just went with some butter and
that's all you need.
Or olive oil. Yeah, mayonnaise. I heard about that too.
No, I'm trying to hold Chef. Y'all stop playing. I'm trying to tell you. Just listen to me for 1 second, Ricky.
No, I'm going to try it today, Eva. I'm going to try to make a grilled cheese sandwich. I'm going to slap some mayonnaise on one side of it, see how it go.
I'm telling you, it melts down like butter. It's so good.
So you said do the mayonnaise instead of the butter, Eva?
I'm telling you, put mayonnaise on the outside instead of the butter. Do it and put the cheese in the middle. I put that on all three of my.
I'm gonna make 2 sandwiches, one with the mayonnaise, one with the butter.
Damn,
All right, Kurt.
try not to eat no bread, y'all.
How can we find this recipe, Kurt?
Man, you can go to RickySmileyMorningShow.com. You can also follow me on Facebook at Boudreaux's Catering and on Instagram at Chef_Boudreaux1.
See, we didn't even need to hear all y'all Kurt Boudreaux.
He ain't playing with
you, Kurt.
All right, baby. Y'all have a good one, man.
All right, you too. All right, y'all. So a lot of y'all been y'all give it for Kurt Boudreaux one more time. A lot of y'all been following my grandson on Instagram. I got breaking news. Breaking news. I got breaking news on Grayson. Coming up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Y'all can follow us on Rickey Smiley Morning Show on Facebook or check out our YouTube channel. And you can see a lot of videos. One of the most popular videos is stuff I do with my little grandson, Grayson, who is 3 years old. You know, I thought I had got all the kids out of the house. I kicked it for about 3 weeks, walking around the house with my underwear on, my jockey boxer brief with the pouch. You don't know nothing about those. Those are the best underwear, best men's underwear ever. The jockey boxer brief with that pouch. See, that pouch keep you from losing your grip when you're doing a layup on the basketball court. They keep everything in place. Walking down the hall, Rock, you feel me? No, the jockey, man, I done turned all y'all to them. I said, these are the best underwear. They will keep you. Walking around, my drawers on to get water in the middle of the night, and then the doorbell rings, and next thing you know, I got a 3-year-old that's in the house or whatever, and we don't mind him being there. So now I'm grandparenting, which is cool, you know. But yesterday, I said, hey, sit down, watch Paw Patrol. I got to cook. I got to get organized. I got to do stuff. Because one thing about me, I believe in discipline and structure, Gary, and I can't entertain a 3-year-old all day. I can't play all day. Now, there comes a moment where, hey, sit down, sit right here, be still, get out of the way. I got a couple of things to do. I got some calls to make, you know, because I don't allow him to interrupt me when I'm on the phone. I got him trained. When I'm on the phone, don't come my way. Don't try to get my attention. Nothing. Sit down and watch TV, right? Right. So he was sitting there watching TV or whatever. He had an attitude because I had him sitting down watching TV and I couldn't get to him because I had things to do. And it ain't no different from being in school. Yeah, at school you got to sit down. So why when you come home you think you're supposed to run around and get into everything and be all over the house, in and out, in and out, in and out, or whatever all day, right? So he was sitting there in the chair and I said, hey, go on upstairs and lay down in your bed and take a nap. When I tell you, he stomped up those steps so hard, I'm sitting up here like, he can't be doing this. And, you know, I don't allow this to go down in my house. And you should have seen the look on Malik's face, Rock T. My son is 18. He already know what time it is. And he looking at it, he like, yo. You know, like Malik was instigating, like, yo, Dad, you just gonna let him just stomp up the step like that. Like, man, well, if I would have stomped up the step like that, you would have killed me or whatever. I ain't paying no attention. I just laughed it off. So then when he got in his bedroom, he slams the door.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute. He 3 years old. So then by that time, Malik kind of jumped up like them fight videos on World Star. Yeah. And he kind of jumped up and stood up and looked at me like, what you gonna do? You just gonna let him punch you in your neck like that? Right? He looked around, then he looked at my daughter like, yo, you just gonna let him just. And then he slammed the door. Then he opened the door up and he slammed the door again.
Then you know.
Let me know that he really pissed off about going upstairs taking a nap.
Well, make sure
I had on my black man's Nike socks with the matching Nike sandals, the white socks with the black Nike sandals, as most black men do. We love our Nike socks and our Nike sandals. I didn't even know I could get up the steps that fast. I'm 51 years old. I don't care nothing about that nice curly hair and the cute little videos and the, oh, he's so cute, he's so precious, he's so sweet or whatever. So, you know, on that first, you know, I let him make, I said, okay, he just got a little attitude. But on that second one, I took off running up them steps. But on that third one. On that third one. But by the time he got to that third one, listen, I had made it up the steps by then. I didn't know I could get up the steps that quick. And I ain't ran up the steps like that since the last time Brandon slammed the door. I ran up the steps. And then one time Malik slammed the door. I ran the girls don't slam the door. But the boys, all of them have slammed doors. Brandon, Malik, you know, they slam doors. And I run up the steps. That's my thing. That's a tradition in my house. I runs up the steps. You don't, but they only slammed the door once. Right? But he going on his third slam. So on the third slam, the door coming in, and I grabbed the doorknob. And I pushed the door back. And he was looking mean and scrunching his face and gritting his teeth. But he didn't know that I was going to run up the steps because that was his first time. Right? Boy, when I walked in that room, his whole face dropped and he bagged up. Boy, I grabbed that little joker man and turned him upside down, put him in one of them little wrestling moves and locked them legs in and wore that little butt out and put him in the bed. And he was crying like an old car that wouldn't start.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show, baby.
Rickey.
Eva, who was you with, Eva? Who was you with, Eva?
My brother cried in the shower when his girlfriend broke up with him. He had this song on loop and made me flip the cassette, Rickey. And he played this song over and over when his girl broke his heart.
Golly, Eva. Tell us, oh my God.
It was
Eva,
in the shower.
Eva, we should have called your brother. We got to interview him about that. That's deep.
Oh, he missed my little brother's recital because he would not come out the shower. And he was leaning in the corner of the shower.
With the water running on his head.
He had a real bad kid in his hair, so look, he was just crying. He still had clothes on, Rickey.
Why did she break up with him, Eva?
Because it was somebody cuter. And he had a better position on the football team. But it broke my brother's heart. Whenever I hear this song, I remember Diana, because Diana broke my brother's heart.
Okay, did she end up staying with that dude, or they eventually broke up?
They eventually broke up. My brother has gone on, but this song, Rickey, he cried. He had more tears in the shower.
My friend.
Oh, come on now.
That part right there. Dave, did you understand that part right there? That part. There it is, Brett. Come on, y'all. Everybody get in the shower. We all taking that shower. She done left your ass. She ain't with your ass no more. And this boy right here, when it's singing right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Stop, Dave. I can't do it. Stop, Dave. Hold on. Look, Brett. I need everybody, if you in your car right now, let's go back to where Eva brother was. Everybody get in the shower. Everybody get in the, if you at home by yourself, listen, just go ahead. You just take your shirt off. Just take your shirt off. Take your shirt off. Let the water run on your head. And she left you. She got long, beautiful hair with those beautiful eyes, lipstick, perfect breath, never stink, never musty. Don't even have hair up under her armpits. Just beautiful and all perfectly wearing a sundress with some wedge heels. And she left you for a wide receiver. Your big ass play offensive guard. You play offensive guard and she left you for a wide receiver. He can run faster. I know chicks that done left dudes that play on the offensive line for a dude that play running back or wide receiver because they're slimmer and they're a little faster. But you in the shower and the water running on your head right now and you hear this part right here. This is when the sinking hit it, Dave. Hit it, Dave, right here with it. Oh! Put your hand over your heart right now. Think about her. Oh, she left your ass. It's a wrap. Right here, though. I mean, I'm to the water turncoat. You have emptied the hot water tank. Ain't no more hot water in the hot water tank. The only thing that forces you to get your ass out of that shower when that water starts to go to room temperature. You understand? I done been through this. I done lived this. Everybody, one more time, put your hands over your heart. Think about Evil's brother. We wonder, what's your brother name, Evil?
His name is Malcolm.
We're going to send this out to Malcolm. Malcolm, this for you. Hit it, Daddy. Oh, yeah. Come on. Oh, she ain't returning none of your calls or texts no more. But this is the part right here, though. That part right there. When she get to that high, when he get to that high note right there, that's when you let out that little scream, Rocky. When what'd you say, Rock?
Oh, that manhood leave you at that point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't even cry no more. You just...
I'm okay, Marley.
You start crying like the lion from the Wizard of Oz. Put him on. And then you just run down the hall and dive out the window. All right, y'all. Dr. MJ Colley, let me stop right there. That's enough of that.
Clock me out. I'm done.
Oh, man.
Yeah, if you go on clock, I gotta go home because you done laid it out.
Marley just came and checked on me to see if I was okay. She literally came upstairs to check on me. I am on the floor. I can't do that.
I'm sure you are on the floor. High as you and Brett are every morning. With y'all little
I'm a goddamn woman.
Marijuana and coffee routine. Don't make me put these.
Touch the hem of his garment.
Well, first of all, that is medicinal. A cannabinoid is of the earth. The Lord
Not a cannabinoid. Come on, girl.
It's 13 cannabinoids, and they are of the earth.
Dr. Colley.
Good morning, Ricky Smiley. Good morning. Good morning, Brett.
Good morning, Doc.
What I'm dealing with up here.
Hey.
Dr. Colley, we are in our feelings this morning. Thank you for coming back and taking time out of your bed. That's right. Cannabinoid. That's our word for the day.
That's the word for the day, baby.
Taking time out of your busy schedule to talk about the COVID-19, Dr. Colley. Any new updates?
Well, absolutely, Ricky, and I'm calling. It's not just an update, but a call to action. And we were talking about that in the previous segment. We want everybody. You have to be your own health advocate because African Americans are disproportionately dying from this infection. And we have, as of right now, we got 400,000 cases that are noted. We got 21,000 that have recovered. We got almost 13,000 deaths. So, and half of those are being in the city of New York. But in Louisiana, we got 70% of the people who have died from the COVID-19 coronavirus. Only a third of the population is black, but 70% of the people that are dying from it are black. In Chicago, 72% of those individuals that are dying from it are black. And African Americans make up less than 1/3 of the population in Chicago. But this is going on across the country in Illinois, North Carolina, South Carolina, Las Vegas, Connecticut. So despite the fact that we are infecting the entire country, no matter where you're living, African Americans are disproportionately getting the infection and disproportionately dying or dying at a higher rate than their Caucasian counterparts. Now, we have confirmed bias, noting that people, physicians are less likely to order a test in an African-American patient for whatever reason. But also African-Americans, we got to own this, that we are, we did not take it seriously. There was internet rumors saying black people were immune and couldn't catch it, so you didn't have to worry about protecting yourself. So people were not practicing social distancing. They were still gathering in large groups and having parties and going to clubs and all those sorts of things that were bad behaviors, particularly amongst the younger people. But also understand this. We talked about pre-existing conditions. Black people are more highly represented by asthma. Most asthmatics, or the highest proportion of asthmatics, is in the African-American population. COPD in African-Americans from smoking, hypertension, diabetes, all those things that already disproportionately affect African-Americans predispose you to the coronavirus. But the jobs that we work in,
A lot of black people don't have the luxury of going to telemarketing or telecommuting and working from home. They have service jobs, or even getting to work. They have to take mass transit. They're taking buses. They're taking subways to work. So they're being exposed in a variety of different ways. But Ricky, did you know that even segregation in our housing, when they started redlining, 50 years ago, then that put black people in segregated neighborhoods that were usually more high-density housing versus being in the suburbs and having, a half-acre lot and being separated from your neighbors. Now, so in African-American, the average African-American goes home to a high-density living situation, so they're more exposed from that perspective. So you have to be your own advocate. If you feel the symptoms and you feel the need to be tested, go to the hospital, respectfully request that you be tested. This is not the time to get into a confrontation with your healthcare providers because they're trying to help you, but they're overworked, they're tired as well. But but people will work with you if you ask in the right way, oftentimes. So you say, look, I feel the need to be tested. But even if you aren't tested, because if you're having the symptoms, you will get a presumptive diagnosis anyway, then tell them, I need a decongestant for my chest congestion. I need an antibiotic for a possible secondary infection. I need an antihistamine for my nasal congestion. I need a cough syrup for my cough. Don't just let them send you home and say, go self-isolate for 14 days and don't do anything else for you. You need to be treated. You need to be treated aggressively at the first sign or symptom that you have the disease. But in your armamentarium at your home, you should have those things that we have talked about on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. You should have a non-sedating antihistamine such as loratadine or Claritin, Claritin, Zizal, Allegra, or Zyrtec. Either of those are the non-sedating antihistamines. They won't impair you. You can function while taking them. Decongestants such as Mucinex DM, which is anti-cough and anti-congestion. It breaks up mucus in your sinuses and your chest. Delsum is a cough syrup that lasts 12 hours. So to get you through your entire work shift, you take it before you leave home, and you're covered through the entire day. So you don't have to worry about that. And then, of course, Aleve or Tylenol, even Advil, because there's that rumor about ibuprofen is just that, a rumor. But if you have a question or concern about taking ibuprofen, just take Aleve or just take Tylenol for your fever and your body aches. And that's it. Start taking immediately if you feel like you have the onset of the symptoms. If you stay ahead of it, you will mute and blunt the severity of the disease and possibly shorten the course.
Dr. Carter, can you hold? I ate too much. I had some potatoes, some macaroni and cheese, and some greens last night, and I ate too much. And then that COVID got everybody paranoid. I laid down on the couch and felt like I couldn't breathe. And I got up and I started panicking. I ran up the steps and got my kids. And then that had me out of breath. And then I popped the mucin. It just really messing with you mentally, because any little thing, you go outside and deal with allergies and sneeze, you run in the house and thinking about going to get tested. It got my mind so messed up because I be watching the news probably too much and stuff and just really tripping. But
information is power.
Yeah, hold on. More Dr. MJ Collier coming up. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The Rickey Smiley Morning.
$19.99 or higher, and all repairs for your engine, transmission, and much more can become a thing of the past. Dial Star Car on your mobile phone today and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Plus, free roadside assistance, free towing, free car rental, and free oil changes. Just dial Star Car on your mobile phone now to see if your car qualifies. That's Star Car. Never pay for car repairs again. Just dial Star Car on your mobile phone now. Restrictions may apply. Plans and costs for coverage may vary. Call Protect My Car for details. Hey, Dr. MJ, we got ladies and gentlemen, everybody in Miami, South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Detroit, Philadelphia, we really appreciate everybody in Philly right now. Chicago, shout out to Mayor Lori Lightfoot, all the hard work that she's doing. You can tell the mayor that I shouted her out. Everybody, in the Baltimore, Maryland, everybody in D.C., everybody in Dallas, everybody in H-Town, good morning to you. Birmingham, of course. Dr. MJ Collier, you have given us so much valuable information, from vitamins, minerals, things that we could do to stay safe. And I need everybody that's listening to the show right now to tweet out or Facebook or Instagram that the Rickey Smiley Morning Show is a good source of information. Even if you're not in the car, if you are at home, we need to start a Alexa listening party And we're actually saving lives because a lot of people don't know what to do because the information that Dr. Collier is giving you, you're not getting this on the news. They're not telling black folks what vitamins they need to take and this, that, and the other. All of the information from our own Morehouse graduate, Dr. M.J. Collier. Dr. Collier, pick up where you left off right before we went to break.
Okay, Ricky, once again, we have a caller. Actually, we want people to advocate getting tested. While we were waiting to come back on the air, I got a text from a good friend of mine. He's a doctor in Macon, Georgia. His name is Dr. Warren Hutchins, and he says they have a testing center right across the street from where he works, and they are not testing people even with symptoms. And when he says people, he means black people, that they are, reluctant to do so, and they're not getting tested. So understand this is happening everywhere, that, we have obvious, disparities in health care being provided to African Americans. And it doesn't matter whether you have insurance, whether you don't have insurance, all those sorts of things. Now, on the flip side, here in Atlanta, near Georgia Tech, they have a testing facility that's free, and they're doing rapid testing, and they're giving you the test in 15 minutes. But you have to go online. You have to register for it, get a code, and then go and you sit in your car, and they come out to your car and test you, and you wait in your car for 15 minutes, and they give you results. I had 2 patients that tested like that yesterday. One tested positive, one tested negative. So, so testing is available, but you have to be your own medical advocate, and you have to help take care of yourself. Do those things that boost your immune system by taking your supplements like vitamin D, omega-3 fish oil, and probiotics, but also those things that we talked about to keep in your medicine cabinet. Have those things available, and those things are posted not only on my social media, but also on your social media, and a variety of sources are reposting it, so you can get that data and that information. We're going to keep reposting it so people can stay on top of it, because this is peak week, and we're going to see a lot of cases coming about. So at the very first signs and symptoms that you might have the disease, you need to start treating yourself with those medications so that you can get some relief. And if you are sick enough to go to the doctor, once again, do not let them just send you home with the instructions to stay quarantined for 14 days. You need treatment for your symptoms so you will feel better and get over this disease process quickly, and make sure that you're not sharing it with your friends, coworkers, and family. So, you do want to make sure that you're wearing a mask, that you're covering your eyes, that you're not touching your eyes, your face, your nose, those sorts of things. There's fatigue from that. People are getting tired of doing it, and so they're getting a little slack with doing it. We need to stay on top of this. I want all the Rickey Smiley listeners to be talking about this in a few months and saying, hey, I lived through it. I got over it. Life is good. We're back to as normal as we can be.
Amen.
All right, that is Dr. Collier. I appreciate you, man. Hey, man, we love you, Dr. Collier, and thank you for everything that you do, you and First Lady Dolores.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
News headlines.
It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Wait a minute. Hello?
Well, good morning, Dr. Collier.
You still there?
Rickey?
No, is he gone?
I think it's
Is he gone? No, Super Dave, is he gone? Super Dave.
He's gone.
Super Dave, what happened?
We gotta go. Front page. Go ahead, Eva.
Good morning, Rickey.
Hold on, Eva. Hold on, we got an emergency. Dr. Collier got hacked. What happened? Super Dave, what happened? Is he there?
He's gone.
Stop the music. We ain't doing it.
You wasn't so hard, Rick.
Super Dave, why you doing it?
Super Dave doing his job, honey.
Super Dave.
I'm trying to stay employed, Ricky. Nah.
Oh, my God.
Super Dave.
Got a job to do. Let's do it, baby. Oh, you gotta explain what just happened. Explain it to the listeners. Oh, man.
So, do we want front page or no?
Hold on, Eva. We have to address the issue because don't act like people that's listening to the radio didn't notice that the man, he hit the button in Dr. Collier's face. Super Dave, this man trying to help us.
And he helped us enough.
Okay. He got all the pertinent information out, baby. Yes, he did.
Oh, my God.
What more do you want, Ricky? That was it.
Nah.
I'm about to clock out.
Ain't nothing else pertinent
Ricky Smiley Morning Show, front page.
Oh, man. Got him rock T style.
What did he say, Rob? He said, douche. Ricky Smiley Morning Show, front page, sports, news. That button was hit hard, boy.
That's right.
Hey, Rob, you could have hit the soft button on Dave.
Dave, put your hand on the button again. I'm finna do Dr. Carly. Dave, I said, Dr. Carly, we want to thank you for everything. That's right, Ricky, and we appreciate everything. And just remember, the coronavirus 19.
Entertainment. Sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Yes, baby.
What did you say, Gary?
Yes, baby. Yes, baby. You're going to get that tomorrow.
You said what, Gary?
You're going to get the rest tomorrow, baby.
Oh, jeez, I can't breathe.
Yes.
I can't breathe.
That's right, baby. We got good buttons, honey.
Dr. Carly, thank you for everything. Yes. Dr. Carly, we appreciate everything. That's right, Ricky and Dr. M.